Well, hello everyone. You guys know this is Anita N, the Biz Coach, coming back to you with interesting and valuable, and I do mean valuable, information on grant writing, proposals, letter of proposals, and all of those things when you're trying to get that money. You know what I like to always say? You need to do what? Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. These are some of the things you need to know before applying, before you fill out that application, before you do that narrative for your grant proposal, okay? So what I decided to do, a little something different, I'm going to break down some of the sections that are very important when it comes to writing grants and what most funders look for when you are applying. Okay, so one of the important sections in your narrative or your proposal would be your history section. So when it comes to your history of your business, they want to know your story, depending on if it's a foundation versus a government entity, they need to know all about your background when it comes to your organization. So some of the things that are important when it comes to that are: why did you found your organization? What made you want to establish it? Where is it located? Geographical location is very important when it comes to these, because you'll see some grants are actually specified for particular segments of geographical locations. So you have to make sure that you are in the right location. And most times, especially if it's corporate, or a foundation, and let's say it's a corporation, I'll just say Exxon. So Exxon, or let's say Coca-Cola, they have to be located within a certain mile range sometimes of your organization, or at least in the same state or city. So those are some of the things you need to talk about, where your location is when it comes to your history section. Some other things that are important are things like: when did you get started? What is your date? Your date of establishing, your date, some of the things that made you come to the conclusion that you wanted to start this. So, I always say that it has to be a problem that you are solving with your program and your projects, okay? So some of the other things is: who is the founder? Tell us about the founder. Some of their background, what made them want to establish this organization. Some of the other things are: what are some of the services that you provide now? Meaning, maybe you had different services when you first started, and then you did assessments and you found that there were other needs that were more important for you to accomplish with your mission. And speaking of which, you definitely have to talk about your mission statement and how you accomplish it every day. So some of the things that you might want to talk about, depending on what your project or your organization does. Let's say, for instance, if you fed the hungry, okay? So you have to talk about how many people you feed per day and how many lives you're affecting per year or monthly. Some of those, numbers are always important when it comes to these grants and these proposals. So those are some of the things that the founders look for when it comes to you talking about your history and the background of your organization. All right. So I hope that was a little helpful today. One of the most recent grants that I've come across, it is called the John Timmerson Foundation Grant, and it is for grants. They give grants to nonprofits that are in the U.S., Canada, and internationally. And they are for charitable work and innovative projects and research. So for those of you all that are researchers like myself, I'm probably not as technical as some of you all, but a researcher still at heart, right? So with this grant, it is due by January 20th, 2023. They have it's an LOA, which is an acronym, and it stands for Letter of Interest. And that due date is August 19th, 2022. So you would have to go on the website to be able to fill out that as well. You want to be able to meet that first deadline, and then they'll tell you after that if they would want you to pursue, a full grant application with them. So grants to USA, Canada, and international nonprofit organizations for charitable work, innovative projects, and research. An online funding inquiry is required prior to applying, so that would be your LOI. Funding is intended for projects in the areas of science and deep questions facing humankind, character, virtue development, individual freedom, and free markets, exceptional cognitive talent and genius, genetics, and voluntary family planning. So those are some of their areas of interest when it comes to funding projects that they, give money to. The website for that is www.templeton, and I'm going to spell that because I'm not saying it correctly. That is TEMPLETON. Again, TEMPLETON.org/funding-areas. So if you look up Templeton or Google it or .org, I'm sure you can find some great information about their grant application and process. So I hope that I was able to give you some valuable information, as I said, on grant writing, proposal writing, and getting that money you need for your nonprofit or your business. Yes. So, you can always reach me at Anita N. the Biz Coach on social media, which is my Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So until next time, you guys take care. Thanks. See ya.